Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm so excited to get started. This is the How to Sell 1 to 10K Packages Masterclass. So whether you're like newer on your journey and you've been doing one-off sessions as a coach or healer or practitioner, or if you're already at like higher rates or packages that are over $1,000 and you want to like raise your rates to get to the next level of packages, this is for you. So whether it's an edge to sell $1,000 package or an edge to sell at $10,000 or an edge to sell at 20K and you want to get like more healing downloads and more of my energy in your world, this is so going to support you. So hi, welcome. I am Laura McPhee. I'm super excited to be doing this masterclass and I'm feeling into doing it a slightly different way. I like got the insight to do it around my birthday and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna like put it out to the world and just like give a ton of value and like treat this as if it was like an actual client call that I'm doing. So yeah, I'm excited to like feel into this energy, serve everyone who's live and on the replay, and very excited to like really drop us into like, okay, if you had these questions and you wanted to be walked through it in a session or in a group program that I do, like this is how we would do it. And like we're gonna like really jump into like juicy value. So I'm so excited for this. And I'm going to invite you to like be here fully. Like give yourself permission, just like you would if it was like a class in school or university. Like be here, take notes, do some stuff along with me so that you can get the most value out of this. Like we're going to be talking about offers and stuff like that. So you can like literally be jotting down everything that I say. There's also a replay of this for a limited time. So you can like literally feel into, okay, what if this resonates with me? What do I want to add to my packages? If I want to like create a package for the first time, what does that look like for me? What are the different options on the menu that you could put in? So I invite you to like be fully present here and get the most out of this, just like the universe. Like the universe is going to match your energy. So I'm going to match your energy as well. So if you show up and you're fully engaged, you're going to get the most out of it. And during this masterclass, we're going to focus on a few main things. One, raising your rates so that we can get you like there both in your mind and energetically. We're going to do lots of healing downloads. I'm a theta healing practitioner, which means that I can support you in clearing and releasing and letting go of all the limiting belief systems and stories that are holding you back or keeping you stuck or like keeping you small in some way, shape, or form. So we're going to do some clearings around raising your rates and so you can open up and receive more for serving your soul and clients, which I'm really excited. You're also going to learn how you can co-create offers that deeply resonates with your clients, and how to sell them more easily. And then I'm also going to share some potential next steps at the end if you feel called to me in my world to working together. So we're going to drop in together with a pleasure first, allowing you to like open up to receive more cash flow. So I invite you to put your hand or hands on your heart if that feels good, and to close your eyes. Take some deep cleansing breaths. Allowing your body to land in this present moment. Feeling your feet on the floor or your sits bones on the chair, feeling how supported you are by gravity, by the floor that's holding you, by the chair or bed that's holding you. And just breathe that in, the support that you're already receiving. And as you breathe in, I invite you to really appreciate the air that's filling your lungs. Allowing yourself to be grateful for all oxygen around you. Grateful for the resource that's ever present. Grateful for your heart that's beating beneath your hands. Um, Giving yourself permission to feel this resource that's around you, this abundance that's already yours. Mm, oxygen. Uh, it's just always there. You don't walk into a room and freak out that there's not enough oxygen, maybe. You trust that, yeah, my next breath and the one after that and the one after that, there's more than enough oxygen here. Mm. So really allow yourself to amplify this gratitude in your being. Mm. And if it feels good, you can begin to move your hands to other parts of your body. You can caress or massage or touch your body. Maybe massaging your scalp or a place that feels sore or tender. Hmm. And while you're bringing some relaxing, pleasurable touch to your body, I invite you to feel into the other things in your life that you're grateful for right now. That you have food on the table, in your fridge, or pantry. Grateful for the abundance of humans in your world, friends and families and partners. Allowing your heart to expand and feel that abundance. Mm. Breathing and really letting yourself feel more and more and more grateful. Mm. Oh, I invite you to feel into everything that has been provided for you. And you can do it one of two ways. You can work your way back, so feeling into the gratitude of things provided to you today. Someone gave you something, gifted you something, helped you with something. Feeling into all of that. And again, allowing that gratitude to amplify in your heart, in your beingness. Mm. Or you could go the opposite direction, which is starting at the beginning of your life and feeling into all the ways, shapes, and forms that you've been provided for up until now. So you could go from today back, or from your first breath, and really feeling into how amazing it's been when you've just received. When you received love, when you received nourishment, when you received a helping hand, when you received a hug or love or payments for your first check or PayPal, or e-transfer or Stripe payment. Feeling into all of these ways where you felt provided for. Mm. Breathing in, letting it magnify in you. Mm. Mm, feeling the pleasurable touch. That feels like too much while you're focusing on things you're grateful for. You can always move into stillness. You get to choose your own adventure. Mm. And for as many things that you can think of, and as many unique and vast ways that you've been provided for, let yourself feel them one after another after another. The food you were made, times you were given presents on Christmas or birthdays, your parents providing a warm and safe home, or at least providing enough for your base human needs, ideally more. Just feel into all the ways that you have been provided for, that you can be grateful for, that you can feel this gratitude begin to expand out of your body and around your energetic field with all gratitude in your heart. Allow yourself to really feel how abundant you've been in receiving all of this. Mm. As we expand this gratitude, I invite you to visualize it filling the entire room that you're in, all of the space around you, this overflow of gratitude energy. Mm. Feeling it more and more in your heart. Mm. Saying that there have been hundreds, thousands, or millions of ways that you've been provided for through people in your life, through every breath you've taken where there's been air to enter your lungs. To all amazing ways where money has been deposited into your bank account all throughout your life. And in ways that weren't even directly financially feeling that you've been provided for, maybe with swaps or bartering, or being freely gifted or loved, and given something that felt supportive in that moment. So feeling into all of that and noticing how big you've been able to receive so far in your life. Mm. And what if you allowed yourself open your capacity to receive even more? Uh, and it would feel like this. It would feel like an overflow of resource. You'd feel deeply grateful for it. Mm. And what if you allow yourself to open your heart, open your soul, your beingness to receive more? in the income stream of your business through your soul gifts on this planet? What if you could open this big to receive more cash flow, more self-resource, more resource from others, more abundance in every unique form that it desires to show up in your world? Breathing that in, still moving or stretching your body, just letting there be more space. Oh, mm, mm. You open your arms wide, envisioning your capacity to receive more in this way. Maybe open even 1% more. Um, Sometimes taking deeper breaths here feel good. Noticing that you can receive more physically, receive more energetically, that it's possible and that it's safe and it can even feel pleasurable in your body. Opening up all those energies, all of those channels within you. And in your mind's eye, I invite you to envision all the cash flow that you're desiring flooding into this room through bright white light. Allowing yourself to feel this money, this resource, this overflow into your cells, into your energetic field. Breathing in this. And you can do it over and over and over and feel waves coming through you. Various client payments, your different projects and offerings you have, feeling wave after wave of bright white light coming into your body, feeling safe receiving it. Allow your body to know that it's safe to receive more, that you can hold more, both energetically and physically. And let yourself soak in this energy, breathing it all in, feeling it fully in your body. Mm. And grounding it into your body again, placing a hand or hands on your body. Taking 3 deep, deep, deep breaths at your own pace. Mm. Mm. And when you're ready, um, you can open your eyes. Mm. And I'd love to hear how that's feeling for you. If you want to put that in the comments. And if you're watching the replay, you can also put it there and I'll tune in afterwards as well. And tell me what body sensations you're feeling, or share what came up for you as we felt into all of that. Whatever you'd like to share. Hmm. Ah, mm, lovely. So, for anyone who's brand new to me, I am Lurley. I'm going to do a quick introduction and then jump into all of our delicious content. So, I'm a speaker, healer, and coach, and I love supporting other coaches and healers and practitioners and heart-centered entrepreneurs for providing services to increase their impact and income, whether that's going full time or having 5K months or having 10K months or beyond. I love, love, love supporting my humans in having their dream and having the time and financial freedom that they're desiring. And I do that through so many different modalities. I do that through theta healing, like I was mentioning earlier. We're going to do a lot of that here. It helps you clear out your subconscious limiting belief systems that aren't serving you so that we can realign you to your highest self and your like most divine timelines so that things feel more easeful. They feel more in alignment and in flow, and you can move from your steps from. I'm also a master Reiki practitioner, so I'm also infusing all of this with lots of love and healing energy to support you in raising your rates and increasing your impact and income in the world. So we're having that energy built into it. And I've done so many things. I've been a coach for over a decade now. I started in the Tony Robbins world. So I'm a mastery university grad. I love both the like conscious pieces and the subconscious pieces. I love having the like masculine energy married in harmony with our divine feminine energy. So I'm a claircognizant, I'm an empath, I'm a reflector in human design. I'm also an erotic blueprint coach. I'm the lead coach who's been mentored by Jaya. So I've also deep dove into the pleasure world and feminine flow and juicy yumminess and how we're all part of like oneness energy and the unity of that. And I've been trained in accelerated evolution. I was an accountant. I was a corporate accountant. So I have my bachelor of business administration. So I've really, over the past several years in my business, supported so many of my clients with all of these different puzzle pieces and all of these different facets because we need all of it, the masculine with the feminine, the conscious with the subconscious. So we have this holistic way to support you in this masterclass and beyond if we work together after this or if we're already working together. So I'm so excited to jump into the raising your rates conversation and discussion. And one thing that I love to do around this is show essentially a template of why it's important to think about your income and have that as the target so you can reverse engineer back from that. We're not going to like do the whole reverse engineering process. I have other master classes around that. And if you're like interested or curious about it, we can definitely get you support in that if you'd like let me know in the comments. And I've found over the years that looking at this really helps so many of my clients and friends and peers really understand like, oh, that's why I do this. This is why this is important for me. So we're going to take a look at that screen share. That is working. So your screen sharing. Okay, cool. So this is a high level 1 year template to ensure that you understand, okay, if I'm focusing on one thing or another, this is how it's going to impact me. Because like I started off in my business back in 2017 full time, and I was very focused on group things and workshops and like lower ticket offers. And I almost burnt myself out in my first year with all of these offerings and every month getting more and more clients to do a thing. And towards the end of it, I was like going back and forth between the two main cities I was living in New Brunswick, Canada, because it's a very small, spiritual, awake, conscious type community. So I was going between two big cities. And sometimes I'd be doing like 3 workshops a month in one city and 3 workshops a month in the other. And just like it was too much to like always be getting new people and all these things. So I personally love supporting my clients with shifting into packages and programs so that you can have a really solid income stream of your private higher ticket offers. So sometimes people are like $1,000 is or isn't high ticket. So you get to like choose what high ticket is in your world. But for this masterclass, we're going to talk about like things that are $1,000 and above and why that's beneficial. So if we just like for the sake of it, look at it so you can be like, okay, this is why it's important for me to raise my rates. And this is why it's important for me to work and focus on selling packages that are high ticket to the soul aligned clients who are an energetic match to it so that I can be supported by this income stream. So that then you can like serve from overflow into your other offerings. So if you still want to have workshops and low ticket things and scholarships and discounts and all the amazing things, I recommend doing it from your overflow, having a main income stream, so higher ticket, $1,000 plus packages with people so that you can then be really supported here. You're like not in survival mode in your own life, and then you can serve and support more people in all these other ways that your heart is desiring. So just for the sake of it, I'm putting down some examples here. If someone focuses first and foremost on workshops as the main way they're making money in their business, and they're like focusing on doing a couple workshops a month and stuff like that, you can make money from it. Like if you have it at different ticket levels. So we can look at this at different types of ways. If someone has like an early bird that's $20, and then after a certain amount are sold, sometimes people are like, after 5 sell at this price, then it goes up to this price. Or sometimes people have super early bird and regular investment and last minute at the door tickets and all kinds of things. So you can see it as a stair step like that, or you can see it as, okay, I'm new in my business, I'm going to sell 5 spots at 20, and then I'm going to raise the price of this workshop to 30, and then I'm going to raise the price of this workshop to 45. You can do this in whatever way feels best for you. The way that we're playing with it here is you get to enter in the ideal number of clients that you'd like to come to this, or what you realistically think is going to happen. So we can use this for like planning purposes. Sometimes people feel very rigid in this part. So we can also play with your baseline and have a template for your baseline, and also have a like very realistic. And then like, ooh, if I stretch myself, like this would be amazing. This would be my ideal. So some people have multiple versions of this that they know, okay, this is like baseline, all of my needs and desires are like all my needs and wants are getting met. Then kind of like more and more desires and more ideal things are in the more expansive ones. So just for the moment, we're just playing. We're just seeing how the numbers actually work. Because unfortunately, a lot of people focus first and foremost on serving people. And then at the end of the day, week, month, years, they're like looking at it and being like, why isn't this working? And it breaks my heart when people are like, this isn't working and I have to go back to a day job, or I'm going to do something that feels soul sucking instead of this because this isn't supporting me. Whereas an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So we can literally use this to reverse engineer to ensure that you're making the money that you're desiring to make in your business. So if we just played with 5 people at each of these amounts, the sell is literally just multiplying it. So if you have a $20 ticket times 5 people who buy at it, gets you $100. So if we sum all this up, 25 humans that bought at these prices, then you would receive $1,150. So just like let that sink in for a second, because it can be a lot of work to do workshops. And I love workshops and I love in person and I really enjoy them. And I know that that's like not the most profitable portion of my business. So all of this work to get 25 humans and to serve them fully, and you make $1,150, which is also lovely. Like $1,000 is awesome. And if you let yourself feel into it, you could also sell one package to one human for $1,150. Or you could sell one package to one human for $1,500 or $2,222 or 5K or 8K or 10K, wherever you're at, or 20K or 30K. Like you can allow yourself to feel into, ooh, okay, what's like the time value of this experience? And getting one human at a higher ticket cost versus a bunch of humans at very, very, very low ticket things. So just like letting that ground in, because sometimes people are like, oh, okay, that's why like me just doing a bunch of workshops hasn't really been working and isn't really like making this work yet. So just letting that sink in, sending you lots of love. I also like this blew my mind. Even as an accountant, like this blew my mind when I like finally sat down and did the numbers and was like, oh, like I'm making less than minimum wage doing this for all the hours and all the care and all the love that I was putting into it. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, there's a better way. And doing like higher ticket private is way better. So I went back in 2017 from doing a ton of workshops and like one-off sessions with people. And sometimes I would do it at like a $70 session, but you can have it half off. So it's $30. And then instead of me serving you for that hour session, I'd serve you for an hour and a half, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours plus. Like I was like that in my business and I was just like over giving and burning myself out and it was not supportive. So I shifted to being like, okay, yeah, I want to sell programs. I want to sell packages to people. And you can literally shift from what you're doing now if you're selling one-off packages, sorry, one-off sessions, like 1 hour at a time or one 30-minute session at a time or 1 2-hour session at a time, however long your sessions are. You can literally shift from one-off sessions where people are just like coming and whenever they need you, they come in, or whenever they're like life's falling apart and they need a session again, they come in. You can instead invite them into a package. So over here, we have an example of like a package that is 5 sessions for $997. So it's like, oh, okay, instead of doing a bunch of one-offs, you could just sell a package where it's like, okay, for a certain amount of time, and sometimes people like having expiration dates of like 3 months or 6 months or whatever, for 5 sessions, we will work together to heal these things, to work on these things, to move you from here to here and have the commitment and get either paid in full or in installments, but have that commitment with you and your client that, okay, you're on this journey together. We're not just gonna like put a band-aid on it or like come in every once in a while when it feels like we really, really need a session. It's like, okay, we're gonna like hold you in this container and support you. There's like so many things that I want to share and say and do around all this. So I also really want to make sure that you're like consciously grounding into like this is important, which is why I have the template up. So feeling into downloads. So let's shift there. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to more consciously co-create in your business? That you know what it looks like and feels like to increase your rates, and that you know what it looks like and feels like to receive those raised rates confidently, and to know within yourself and in your field that your work creates transformations and that you are an energetic yes and a higher caliber space holder to support a client over multiple sessions or in a various package or program that you're called to. If you'd like that, you can say yes. So that's how easy theta healing is. I tune in to the subconscious limiting belief system. You say yes, and the healing energy is downloaded. Just like if you have an old system working on your computer, you like install the update, you say yes, and then it updates. Yay! And as humans, unfortunately, we don't have a lot better programming and processing than like caveman times. There can be a lot of like survival and scarcity and in our humans. So we get to like clear that out through theta healing. One thing that's important though is that we drink lots of water. So staying hydrated is going to make this a way more easeful experience, especially for integration. Hmm. Hmm. So this whole 1 year plan is an example of how to make 75K in a year. So I'm going to go through the different pieces and parts of it so that you can understand it to be like, okay, raising my rates is a good idea. I'm also going to be speaking into various parts of your funnel. So sometimes people like to visualize a funnel like an actual funnel where it's like lots of things up here and then it narrows, narrows, narrows. Some people like that. Some people like stair step where it's like there's different offers at different levels where it's like free, lower ticket, a little bit more, higher ticket, higher ticket, higher ticket, like going up the stairs like that, where it's a natural next step for your client, where it's like, okay, they come into your world watching your free content in a free masterclass through a podcast interview that you did. They did something free or they opted into your email list for free. And then there's a small thing to pay for. And then there's more and more and more offerings after that that are natural next steps for them. And then they increase the price range for. So the workshop piece can be a lovely part of your funnel. So if you're like, oh my God, I love workshops. I don't know how I can get rid of workshops. I'm not asking you to get rid of workshops. We can utilize your workshops in a much smarter way though. And that can be like a whole other masterclass and a whole other series of like how to maximize your funnel so that everything flows well and it's a natural next step. I am super happy to do free masterclasses because on the back end afterwards, I invite people to sales conversations or I invite people to an actual like sales page and they purchase from it. So I'm happy to introduce people into my world and to give them a bunch of value because on the other side of it, people enter my world. And I've had so many people that have done free things and then done workshops or lower ticket things or my like $50 clearing money blocks 101 course. And then they're like, oh my gosh, and you like need to get into your group and then go into private, and then re-enroll in private over and over and over again. Like there's so many ways that you can serve people. So that's what we're going to get into, the different options that you have available. So at a high level here, this is great for someone who's shifting from maybe like only doing one-offs or doing a lot of one-offs to packages or to programs. So packages tends to be the wording for people when you're still just doing a bunch of sessions. You've just chosen to like lump them together. It's like, okay, we're committed to doing X amount of sessions together on this journey. Programs can have additional things in it, and we're going to get into that when we talk about our offers. So in this example of a 1 year goal, so if we plan for like by this time next summer, this person's going to make 75K total. So they could right now be doing one-off sessions for 111, and over time they might just stair step their rates of like, okay, if someone's brand new to me, they can do a one-off session, but then after they've done the one-off session, they need to move to a package or a program because I don't do consistent one-offs. I work with people in this way or this way, and that's like an energetic piece. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to allow yourself to shift into the business owner who works with people in programs and packages, who works with people in specific ways that you've chosen, and that you can be an energetic no to people coming up against that, whining and complaining about it, or you dropping your energy because you feel like you should, quote unquote, be doing something else. So if you'd like to clear those old energies, you can say yes. So you could literally just be like, this is how I work my business. The first session could be a one-off, so you can kind of get a taste test of it. And then we shift into packages. And I work with people in packages so that they have the transformation. Because when you step into healing things, when you step into moving towards your goal and you want to coach on your top side and on your team, it's helpful to be like, okay, for the next month, 2 months, 3 months, 5 months, 9 or 10 months or 12 months, you are going to have someone who walks this path with you. So that can be extraordinarily valuable for clients to be like, okay, this person's got me. We're going to do 5 sessions together, 20 sessions together. We're going to spend the next 12 months together and we're going to do these things. We're focusing on that. We're choosing that and we're committing to it. So holding that level of like support for your people is valuable. And people will say yes to that level of accountability and commitment and support for this journey that they're choosing to embark on. So you can still do one-off sessions. You can still raise your prices of one-offs as you like create more supply and demand in your world. It's like you are limited in the supply that you can do based on the hours that you have available. So as you have more and more people who want to work with you and you get more visible and you share more things, it's like, okay, you need to raise your prices because the demand is increasing. So raising your rates makes sense. So you might do the next 8 client sessions that come through as a one-off, 111, then you could shift it to 155 or then 122 or 222, like whatever you want. You can put what you want here and then the number of clients you'd be doing that for. So this is in the run of 8. You could have 9 clients go into a 5-session package. So if you see that, if you have a package that's $997, do 9 humans, and it would provide you with $8,973. So that's kind of like the flow that we're working on. Then if you see here, we shift into programs. So it's more than just a session and a session and a session and a session. It can be a session in a VIP day or WhatsApps or Signal or Telegram or email support, whatever kind of platform you want to use for your clients for support, you can do that. And there can be so many benefits within this. And we can talk about that when we get to the offers of like WhatsApp support or digital programs or meditations or adding them into other things. Like you can have so many unique types of programs. So for example, we could do a 12-month program that's $5K, have 5 humans sign up for it that are soul aligned clients to you, and you'd receive $25K from it. So we'd look at this, you'd be serving 47 private clients in the next 12 months, and this person would receive $60K from it. Amazing. So if you like look at the number of that, if there's 12 months in a year, 47 divided by 12 is about 4 people. About 4 people in the run of a month. So that feels more doable to people where it's like, okay, I could enroll 4 clients a month and that would work. And that means that my sales in the run of the year would be 60K. Amazing. So we can see over here that all these other things, and again, this can be a really valuable part of your funnel where you have workshops as your lower ticket thing. Then maybe you move people into courses or a digital course or a small group program or a bigger group program, whatever you're desiring. And you can have different rates. So again, this could be like 3 different rates for the same program of like early bird and regular and last minute, or it could be different programs. So whatever you're desiring, we can like play with different options here, which is kind of why I put nothing here to be like, okay, it could be selling a class to people or doing a class with a bundle on the other side of a certain amount of sessions of support or holding the container for your students to like learn things. Like I work with a number of teachers who are like theta healer instructors or Reiki practitioner teachers who like have amazing classes for their clients to like become Reiki certified or theta healing certified. So that can be valuable. And then you could upsell on the other side of like, they just got their certification. Then you could be like, okay, as you're taking on clients, as you're working with people for the first time, as you're growing this amazing modality, I can support you. And it could be, I can support you and we can like work on this together and you can bring all of the stuff that could come up to me, or it could be some of it's private and some of it's group, or it could be all of it's group, or it could be we're having group sessions where I support you with things and I'm creating a container where we can swap with each other. So that could be in person or it could be online in breakout rooms so that people can really like gain more skills and tools and wisdom for the amazing modalities that they have and feel more confident in their skills and feel more ready to serve more people with it. So that can be, again, any type of dollar amount in here. It can even be more than $1,000. But again, we're just showing you that, like, okay, if you have all of these different people, so in this example, 29 Cubans at these various rates through group or courses or digital programs in a year, that would make $13,838. So both of these group things together or like workshops and lower level courses can make you 15K. That's amazing. That's super awesome. And intentionally using it in your funnel and as natural next steps for people can be amazing. And then it can lead to natural next steps of your packages and your programs. And again, really support that funnel of you are being provided for in your business, that you're not in like scarcity and survival mode. We're shifting you into thriving. So I know that that can sometimes be like on for people. So again, just giving you a moment to breathe. You can ask a question if you have any questions at this point. If you have questions on the replay, I'm also going to check in for that and feeling called to doing more Facebook Lives. So let me know what your questions are so I can support you so deeply. And I can also share this template with people as well. So if you want the template, definitely like put template in the comments and I'll know what you mean and get that sent off to you. So this is an example where the person wants 75K in a year and they make $75,000 plus a little bit. So we have a little bit of a difference there, which is good to have. So you can again put your own unique goal there, whether it's 50K or 100K or 150K, putting your goal there and then playing with the numbers to ensure that you have that at the front of your mind. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to trust your heart's desires as your goal. That you can open and expand your bandwidth and your capacity to receive that new level of income in your life, to receive your quote unquote raised rates throughout these different stages and phases. So whatever it is now, and a month from now, and 2 months from now, and 12 years from now, that like whatever the new raised rate number is, that you can like continue to open and expand your capacity to receive it when you feel called to raising your rates. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And you want to know what your life will look like and feel like, really deeply feeling congruent with your raised rates, knowing that selling is a service, knowing that you can enroll people into your various offerings, and that you know what it looks like and feels like to allow yourself to feel safe doing that. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. I was checking that the screen share had stopped and damn it, showing my Facebook screen. So looks like it's stop now. Just had the inception of, and we're over Mercury retrograde, but we're still sending love and support about all the technology. So, my outline to keep us on track. Masculine and feminine outline, and then I get to flow with all the healings. So whatever your edge is right now, if you're like, okay, right now selling $1,000 package would be edgy, feel into that, feel into any discomfort that might come up in your body, and like feel into a number that does feel like, oof, that's like, oh, I would love that, but like that's edgy. Like, could I say that number out loud to someone? If it's 10K, go with 10K. If you're like, I feel like my next step is 10K, but like 12K would be edgy. Feel into 12K, like feel into where your edges are here. And you want to see from your higher powers, truth, wisdom, knowledge, perspective, and understanding why you feel this edginess, why you feel these body sensations in your body, and that you know what it looks like and feels like to feel safer in your nervous system, to raise your rates, to say this next level for you dollar amount, and what it looks like and feels like to ground into the investment that it is for another soul, and that you can call in the humans who are such a full body yes to investing in themselves with you at this new rate, or at these new rates if we're doing multiple new rates in your expansion here. And if you would like all of that, you can say yes. And you want to know that it's time and that it's safe and that you're able to raise your rates, that you can feel more comfortable and confident in your raised rates, and that you can allow yourself to ground into how incredible it is to receive them. If you'd like that, you can say yes. If you want to know what it looks like and feels like to expand your capacity to receive these raised rates, to receive more income from your business, and have more profitable income streams within your business. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Hmm, that feels much more grounded. Um, and if you feel called to share, you can also share how that felt in your body, or if there's anything else up in your system around that. Hmm. So creating offers that deeply resonate with my clients. This is going to come from you working with people. So if you're like brand new on your journey, it might also involve like market research with people and like getting more experience under your belt. But this is more for like, okay, if you know who your ideal clients are and like what they typically love as support, then you could be like, okay, yeah, like my clients love doing about one session a month. Okay, could you just shift some of those people to a 6-month package where they get one session a month and they have a package with you now? So there's a commitment that now through the end of the year and a bit, they're going to be working with you in this package. So you could do that again. Very simple and basic, just saying, okay, we're going to do X amount of sessions together. And the sessions can be 30 minutes, 45 minutes, an hour, 2 hours, whatever you are desiring and deciding. Just being clear of like, okay, this is what's in the package. Programs can have different things. So this is where you can like get out a pen and paper or open up your Word doc or Google Doc or whatever you're doing to write notes and like plan this out and map this out a bit of what you could provide in a package to someone. So there's different puzzle pieces. So we're going to go through some of them. So the main one does tend to be for service providers, sessions. So you can have different packages that have different amounts of sessions in them. So you can have a 10 session, a 20 session, a 50 session, wherever you're at on your journey and however many sessions you desire to be offering. Sessions, number one thing. So you get to feel into that. And you can even like take a moment and focus on like one package. You might have multiples, and there might be multiples that are desiring to be birthed from you, and grounding into one package, one amazing program with you, how many sessions do you desire to serve that client with? And like trust that the number that comes through is like the number we're playing with for now. Mhm. And the next main piece that happens typically in packages, sorry, in programs, and we're mostly people interchange them, but for the purposes of this, we're going to be like packages are just number of sessions, programs have extra features. So another extra feature that you could choose to have is contact with you in between. So for me, that's WhatsApp support. Some people use Signal or Voxer or email support or Slack support, whatever platform. So you could also like feel into that for a minute. Do I desire to connect with my clients in between sessions? And then if yes, what platform do I want all of my clients to be contained? So giving yourself a minute, feeling into that, writing it down. And you want to clear release and let go of any and all overwhelm or paralysis or overthinking or overanalysis energy that could be coming up for you, that you can feel safe playing with this as a potential program right now and feeling safe to shift and change and co-create it in the future. If you'd like that, you can say yes. We could do so much in depth on that support and boundaries around that support and not just saying like 24/7 unlimited support, like that can burn people out. We want to live without burnout. I help a lot of my clients prevent burnout, especially if they've had burnout in the past or have a tendency towards it. But for now, we're just like creating basic foundations. So support in between. Then there can be digital resources or PDFs or workbooks. Like additional resources is another key feature that people love in programs. So feeling into what you love to provide for people or what you might already have in your library of having served people. So if you've recorded things in the past, whether they're meditations or healings or like whatever you might have recorded, whatever you might have in your like vault or library of things. If you're like, oh yeah, and I did this workbook, and oh yeah, I did this workshop and I recorded that, and oh yeah, I did do that digital program, and oh yeah, like letting yourself feel into what resources would you like to co-create into this program. And it could be like all recorded stuff that you've done, or it could be, oh yeah, those like master classes or programs or workshops that you have recordings of or sections of, or ooh, I don't have any of them yet, but I really love walking my people through pleasure first or meditations. And I could like, while I'm working with them, create additional ones and give it to them 2 times a month, that resource. So you can feel into what additional resources would feel really good for you to give and for your clients to receive and jot some of that down. Mm. and you can put a pin in that thought. If there's more coming through, you can come back to it for homework. So the next section that you can add into a program is additional time with you. So I really love spending time with my clients. So typically my VIP clients get like a 4-hour virtual VIP day or an 8-hour in-person day or. So you can feel into like, ooh, do I want that? Do I want people to get additional time with me? How does that feel? Do I want that to be bonus? Sometimes people have additional time as bonuses. So either fast action bonus if they decide on the caller within 48 hours or the week or something like that. Or it could be an additional bonus if they like pay in full. So sometimes there's time bonuses for fast action or pay in full bonuses or pay in a couple big lump sum sections. You can kind of co-create what works for you. So this one that we're feel into, do I desire to spend more than just a normal session time with this client? So me, I love doing 2-hour virtual deep dives with people. I love the like 4+ hour VIP days. And again, you can decide, do I want that in person? Do I want that virtually? Do I want to have like an add-on of like, we're selling it virtually? But if they want to pay my travel costs, that would be an additional piece. So they would pay for your ticket and hotel and accommodations. And then you could go to them. There can be a whole, again, we can go so deep in all of this. So we're just going to like keep this at a like, okay, we're just building the building blocks. We're playing with those puzzle pieces to see how they work and how they feel for you. So I'll give you another minute to look into that, feel into it, write it down. Wrapping up that final thought, putting a pin in it, knowing you can come back to it for homework. And then the next piece is other benefits or other features, whatever feels good for you. So feeling into your own heart of like, is there anything else that would make this an irresistible offer? It just like feels amazing for me to like give and show up fully for my clients and that like my soul line clients would love. Is there anything else that you want to like add in? What feels in alignment? So some examples could be actual like boxes of packages, like actually sending them a little like welcome gift or like a gift at some point that's like physical that comes in the mail, or it could be virtually. Like I've gifted people like audiobooks where it's like, oh my God, like this book is coming through so strongly for you to have, and I just like send it off to them so they get like it into their email, the audiobook. I've also, through different seasons of my business and through like different energies, I've sent little care packages for clients who like are learning how to give epic blowjobs. Like I've gone to the sex store and like gotten all these different things and like lollipops that look like dildos and all the things, and like I've had a ton of fun like putting those packages together and like shipping them out and like all the cool things. Or if they're working on like enhancing self-care as they like build their business, like having all these things and crystals and energies that will like be really supportive for them, just like starting the energy of the container. So I float in and out of doing various things through different seasons of my life. So I also want to like give everyone else permission that like just because you start doing one thing now doesn't mean that you're like locked into it for forever. Me traveling, it becomes harder for me to like, do all the packages and all the shopping and all the things. And like during some seasons, I love doing it. And it feels like so expansive and so good and so amazing. And I love doing that. It's like a welcome pack for clients. And then there's other seasons where I'm like, that feels like a chore and I don't really want to do it. And like, so you can also like feel into, okay, I have permission to do this and I don't have to do it for every single client for the rest of my life into infinity. So just like giving yourself permission for that. It could be something physical, it could be something that you virtually send them. Um, I've also added in like connections to my networks. It's like in another kind of perk of working with me is that I've been in this world and I have so many people in my network and connections, and I have so many other coaches and healers and practitioners that I'm connected with all the time, and I can help people connect to each other. So I do when people are like in my VIP inner circle, like I'm able to like see all the things that they're working on and see where they're wanting to like go on podcasts and stuff like that. So I'm able to more easily connect my clients to other people who are like searching for guests for their podcast or like wanting someone to collaborate with on this type of project or this type of offer. Like I'm able to make those introductions more easily. And that's just like another perk. It's not like I can put a dollar amount on it and I can't like guarantee that you will be introduced to X amount of people, but like that's just another perk for them to know, like, oh, okay, I'm really in this world. It's like been the air I breathe for such a long time. So they get that added benefit. So anything else that you're like feeling into where you're like, oh yeah, I would also like, I could also help my people doing this or also help them doing that. Like anything else as additional features, you can take a minute to write that down. Again, doesn't mean that you have to stick with it for the rest of your life. You can just be like, okay, for this season, it could feel fun. I could try it out. It could be a fun experiment. And then take that as information of like, do I want to do that forever? Do I want to do that for the next season even? And again, finishing up that final thought, knowing you can come back to it for homework. Mm. And then knowing you can also have a homework piece if you so choose to maybe create two more of these. So there's going to be a limited time replay for this. So you could also go through this again and be like, okay, for option number 2, and then for option number 3, or you might want to have 2 main options that you work with right now. What can be good is to have those options so that if you're like, oh my gosh, this person is like my soul-line client, I can literally help them with everything. Just like if we work together for a year, oh my gosh, we could change their life and like literally get them all these things. That would be amazing. Then you could have a 1-year offer that would do that. And if they're like newer to you and maybe they're like not ready to commit for a year financially or a year time, then you can be like, okay, cool. If 12 months isn't feeling like your best fit right now, this is what the 6-month journey would look like. And then they could choose to invest in themselves for 6 months with you at this level. And then if they're like, still not really doing that, then again, you could like downsell into maybe a 3-month journey. So you could have a 3, 6, and 12-month option for your various programs. And then again, you can do the downsell thing of like, okay, we're on this enrollment conversation. You're like new to my energy and these types of things. We could do a one-off session and start for this dollar amount and feel into it, make sure that our energy feels like a right fit, and then shift you into a 3-month package. And then we can stair step you back up. And they can choose to re-enroll. And you get to unbelievably deliver to these clients because having re-enrollments as a main part of your business is incredible. Let me tell you, it's been amazing to have clients that re-enroll and re-enroll, re-enroll, and who like take 6 months or a year or 2 or 3 years off and then come back and re-enroll and re-enroll and re-enroll. Like, it is amazing to have a very large portion of my business done like that because I have deep relationships with humans who already know and like and trust me really deeply. So when it's just like time for their next step, they're a yes, and they just come in, and it's been phenomenal. So also when you're creating this, have that energy of like, how can I serve them so fully so that I'm going to keep supporting them in their natural next steps? How is this going to like continue to support them as they transform and grow and evolve on their journeys? Hmm. And you want to know what it looks like and feels like through your higher power to trust your intuition, to move forward in your unique inspired action steps to support these souls in your world, and that you know that it's time, safe, and that you're able to share the various offerings that will meet the people where they're at. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Mm. And then we're going to shift into our final piece, which is how to sell to your amazing soul line clients more easefully, which in my personal experience is having really heart-centered sales conversations where you focus fully on them and serving them so much. And that does not mean that you're coaching them the whole time. Like, you are holding space for them to really deeply see, hear, and understand what's going on for them so you can diagnose what's going on and then offer some next steps on how to resolve those things that you just diagnosed. So we can get super, super deep in this. And I'm going to seed with you that like I do have a group program that's coming up that can go so much deeper in this and all the things that we just went on. And I would love to talk to you for the next 20 hours straight on all these things. And we're being mindful of our time, and that's not possible for you to just like sit down and receive for 20 hours straight in a very useful and pleasurable way. So I'm very excited for the next co-creation that I have. And we're going to just like tease basic pieces that you need to sell in a heart-centered way, knowing that we can go so much deeper in all of these sections. So living without being overwhelmed or having so much just like imposed at your face. We're again going to like piece into the things. So when you're on a sales call, you really want to be in the energetic of you are the space holder, just like you're going to when you're a practitioner or coach or healer for them, being in that energy and not into like, oh my God, I need to make the sale. And like, I hope that they like me. And like, I really, 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 really like leaned in, super in their energy, desperate for their money kind of energy. We're not going to do that. We live without that. We could do a bunch of healing downloads to prevent that. So you're going to come to the call as the leader that you are, as the space holder that you are, to hold the container for them to share all about them and for you to be of service to them. And if they're a yes to the next steps, amazing. And if they're a yes to them doing this on their own, amazing. Or doing it with someone else, amazing. If they are a no to your offers, even if they're amazing offers, if they're a no for whatever reason, we get to celebrate that they are taking care of themselves and that you're continuing to hold space for your soul and clients who are the best fit to continue moving forward on their journey with you. So, do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to clear, release, and let go of any and all enrollment call, sales call, sleazy salmon vibe energy that you've had personally experienced, that you've heard of other people talk about, you've seen or witnessed or heard stories about, that we can just like clear, release, and let go of that yucky energy. And especially from the collective that like people don't like being sold to, that we can like clear, release, and let go of that from yourselves and your system. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And you want to know that it's time, safe, and that you're able to move forward in a deep resonance with sales as service. Sales is how you serve and support another soul along their journey. That having an open heart and a clear container in your sales process is beneficial for you and them, and that you know what it looks like and feels like to leave your shit at the door if you have things around like, I really want to make the sale. I really hope that they sign. I really do. If you have like nervous parts or scarcity parts or parts that like aren't of service to a potential client, you can like leave them at the door and hold into the space and step into the space that you're holding for them. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Do you want to clear, release, and let go of any and all trauma, soul trauma, frozen energy, scarcity energy, desperation energy that you've had in the past or that you felt in the past from another? Do you want to clear that? And you want to clear and release and let go of any and all throat chakra blocks where you felt nervous about saying things or kind of fumbly with your words, or you felt bad in some way, shape, or form, or not confident in your offer, in your sales process, in saying the investment level or the energy exchange, that we can clear, release, and let go of all that junk and negative energy, negative emotion, frequency, and thought form from you completely in all levels. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. Hmm. Do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to open up to the various ways and opportunities where you can have a more easeful, flowing, loving sales process? And if you'd like that, you can say yes. So grounding into some main pieces that we want to have in your sales conversation. You want to be the leader of the container. So you're going to get on the enrollment call with someone. They have booked and filled out your form and all the things to show up and be a potential client in your world, or at least hear about the ways that you work with people or get some of the diagnosis that you've talked about in your messaging and marketing. So coming to the call as that leader, coming to the call and like verbally saying, in this call, we're going to get to know each other, da 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 da. Like to start off with being like, in this call, I'm going to support you by really getting to know what your desires are and your dreams are and why it's important to you and the challenges that you've been facing and some of the ways that it's not feeling great in your life or negatively impacting you. Like, we're going to get into all of these things so that I can deeply serve you and diagnose some of the stuff that I'm seeing that isn't supportive for you right now, or that we can improve on if we work together, or that you could go and work on even on your own. Like, we're going to get into all of these different pieces. And then at the end, if we're both feeling like it's a yes to work together, then I can share some of the different options that could be available. How does that feel? Like setting the container that this is the structure of the call, that you are the one holding it. If you're like from the world of like corporate and huddles and meeting agendas and stuff like that, like you are setting the outline and the intentional energy of the container of this sales conversation. so that they can be like, okay, I'm held here. Okay, there's steps that you as the coach are going to lead me through, and we're going to like have a conversation that has some masculine structure. And you get to flow within that, just like there's riverbanks, and riverbanks prevent flooding and the call from going super, super long and from energy feeling chaotic. You get to like have the riverbanks so that the water can flow. You can flow within those conversations and those topics and be curious and go deeper. And knowing that you're going to like have main points that you work with people on in these sales conversations can help you feel really like grounded and like you're holding the container, you have the structure, and help them feel safer for the conversation that they're starting with you. It also helps you be in that like powerful leader position of like, I've got you. Like, we can walk you by the hand through this conversation to support you. And I can like see you in the vulnerability of like struggling with something. And it can be incredible to be very clearly seen and heard and understood in your this present moment of your life. So even just seeing them and witnessing them and holding space for them for the 45 minutes or an hour or max 90 minutes that you're like having this enrollment conversation can be so supportive for humans. So main things that you want to do, and different people like to do it in different ways. So I'm going to invite you to like play with what works for you. I've been influenced by a number of different like sales coaches and processes. So like different people do it in different orders, different people do it in different ways. So like key pieces that you want to have is understanding their challenge, like what's going on in their life, what multiple things are going on in their life that like has them booking a call with you and showing up to the time that they said that they committed to. What are their challenges? What's going on in their world? And like, how is that impacting them? Like being curious, like, how does that feel for you? What's that feeling in your body? And depending on what type of coach you are, I have people who are like divine feminine energy and sexuality coaches and all the things that like really get into the feelings and the somatics and all of that. And then I have people who are not in that world and who are like theta healing practitioners, Reiki practitioners, and like other things. And it's like they're not getting as deep into like the somatics and the body sensations and the feelings. We're asking slightly different questions. So you can have different wordings, and the energy is still like you're understanding their challenges and how it's impacting them, how they're feeling with it, how it's affecting them. Like understanding that part is so, so, so important. You also want to fully understand the flip side of what are their desires? What does it look like in their words, their dreams on the other side of this? Like, if they had infinite magic genie wishes, what would they wish for? What does that dream life look like, feel like? What's happening in it? Like, you can get really curious to like tease out the details that would be supportive for you to understand. So for me, if I'm working with someone who is desiring me to be a business coach slash healer slash helping them with their money, me to understand like where are you at right now with your money or your current income? Where do you desire to go? What range, what like dollar amount range are we talking about? So that I can get clear of like, okay, am I working with them? Would this be the best fit? If someone's like, right now I'm at 2 million and I want to go to 200 million, I'm not going to be the best fit for them right now. I'll know that right off the bat. And if someone's like, okay, my business is not making much money at all, I would love for it to make $2,000 a month, or I would love for it to make $5,000 a month, or I'd love for it to make six figures, or I'm at six figures and I want to go to the next level. Like, I can help those people. Like, knowing those things, knowing where you're at and where your dreams are, where you're desiring to go, helps so much for you as a coach to be like, okay, that is within the scope of my work. And also for them to like really ground into like, okay, where are we going together? Where's like our A start point of where you're at to Z, the ideal transformation at the end, or something even better if we open up to the universe of like this or something even better. Thank you, universe. So understanding their challenges, the impacts, the desires, and why it's important to them and how it's going to feel there, like really feeling into like all these juicy parts, because sometimes it's like, ooh, will that end thing actually get them there? Especially if you're working with people kind of in more general transformation. Because sometimes they think, oh, if I do XYZ thing, I'll feel this. So getting curious of like, how do you think that's going to feel? What's the best part of that? Like getting really curious about all of these things. How do you imagine that's going to feel in your body? Who's going to be there? What's going to be happening? Because sometimes people want an end goal, but it's like, oh, you as a coach who's helped a lot of people do this. It's like, okay, cool. I understand that we're going here, even though you kind of think that we're going here. And I can help you make that 2 millimeter shift to be like, oh, okay, this is actually what I want. Yes, let's like move towards this. This is I deeply desire in my heart, and that you were able to see. So having those basic things is important. Also knowing what has or hasn't worked for them in the past can be supportive, like in terms of accountability, or if they like doing homework or not, or different resources that they might have tried or different paths that they might have tried in the past. Those can all be valuable to understand as well. So really getting curious and listening to them and going deeper so that you can be like, okay, they're here. I want to go here. And this is like fully in the scope of what I work with people on. Or that you're like feeling into it and you're like, I haven't dealt with this exact thing yet, but I definitely have the training for it. And I have the resources and the people in my network and the mentorship and all the things where I'm like, I could totally support them in this path along their journey, being like, ooh, that could be edgy for me to grow into. Having that. And sometimes it's having the conversation with people. Like for example, like, which example do I want to use? Because now like a bunch just popped up. Um, hmm. Maybe it was one of the topics that popped up. So, for example, um, earlier on in my journey when I was starting to do more sex coach things, um, I had people share like shame that they had or experiences or hardships. And like I was the only person that they knew in any way, shape, or form that was helping people like heal or coach or mentor and support in these ways. So there are some aspects that I didn't have within my scope of work at the time. For example, I had a number of humans that would come to me with like STIs or herpes or something like that who like had things around that. And at the time, I hadn't worked with people around that, but it was coming in my field and it was like, it's like I can support them with this and this and this. And I have the Theta Healing Disease and Disorder books, which helps with this and this and this. So I was also really clear with those people on the call. I'm like, I can for sure help you with this. This is my scope of genius. I love working with people here. We can heal it. We can work on these things. We can expand your pleasure here and here and here. We can definitely do that. I feel super, super confident doing that. That's my like bread and butter, super easy, can do that all day long. And there's these other couple little things that you mentioned that is newer to me. And I'm super excited to support you with it. And I just want to like put that out there that we'd be like exploring new territory together. So you could do that with me or you could do that with someone else. And more often than not, people are like, I feel really called to working with you on all these things. So let's do all these things. And then we worked on all the things and healed all the things. So you get to like feel into where you're at and your expertise and your experience on the journey. But I do recommend sharing where your zone of genius is with your people. Like I've had so many calls where I'm just like, based off of everything that you shared, you are a super soul line client. I can literally help you with everything that you said, all of the things that I diagnosed. We can move forward, all those pieces. Like I can for sure support you moving forward and like doing it with so much momentum and way more ease and way more pleasure and way more speed than doing it by yourself. And there's also been sales conversations that I've had that are like, this is not my like scope of work. This is not where I desire to like focus on helping people all day long. Like I don't help men with erectile dysfunction, for example. Like that is not my ideal client. And now I have filters in my application process that I don't get those humans. And as you build and grow along your way, it's also important to be like, okay, you as the coach, if you don't want to help someone with something or you don't think it's within the scope of your practice, you can also tell them on a sales call, I don't think I'm the best fit for you. And there's a ton of other coaches, or you might have people within your network that you might be able to like share a name or some contact information for, or refer them to someone that you know. So there's so many ways that we can like expand off of like literally all these conversation points again, which is why I have a group program coming out, which is why I'm so excited to dive into all of these pieces so much more so that you can like hold a strong container for the sales conversation, share the amazing offer that's the best fit for them based off of everything that you just heard, and then work with them to ensure that they understand how valuable this is. That when you say the investment of it, they're like, yes. Or they're like, yes. And do you have a payment plan? Or like, yes, but I also have this fearful thought. And like objections are literally the opportunity for you to show how you can coach and heal. Like this, if there's some objections at the end, is the time to shine as the coach and healer that you are, to be like, okay, cool, let's like work with it. Because more often than not, the objection that they have is one of the big things holding them back from having the thing. So it gives you a really amazing opportunity to support them with that piece so that they do feel like, yes, either like full body yes, or like, yes. And I'm like nervous if this is possible or like even happen, but like I'm a yes, like I'm a yes for myself discovering that I can become this version of me. And then there's all kinds of loveliness of like holding the container into the end where you fully complete that yes into an actual client. So like booking the call with them, celebrating with them, getting their payment on the line, or like sending them the invoice so that they can pay it. And then letting them know the next steps, whether that's an agreement that you're going to send to them, or if you already have committed to like sending them a thing, like usually based off of everything that someone has shared with me, I already have like so many resources that are in my digital library that like as soon as they sign their contract, I'm going to send to them. So you can have those pieces too, where you're like, okay, the next step is this, or the next step could just be like, we have you booked in for the call. I have your payment. We're going to do the contract, and then I'll see you on our first call. Like it can be like that. So holding that energy allows you to have a really strong container where you're like, okay, I am the leader who can hold someone's hand and walk them through feeling the things, sharing the pieces, understanding the diagnosis piece of like, okay, I'm seeing this and this and this, and we could work together to resolve this and this and this. And holding it all the way to the end. Because sometimes people are like, oh my God, that sounds amazing. And then your nervous system's like, okay, bye. I want to get off the call. I'm nervous that they might say no at some point, and am I going to like mess it up? So really holding that strong container all the way through so that they feel held, that they know that their next step is already booked in their calendar and they know what they're doing and the process that you're holding, whether that's literally just getting on the next call or the homework that you're sending them, essentially, of like a package or a meditation or a thing that they're getting to like do or start before the next call, to really like have that strong energy. And some of my clients love the like, don't go limp dick at the end, like be in the masculine container and like be with them, like hard dick energy, where it's like, okay, I'm turned on, we're excited, this is working, completion. And not like all of a sudden freaking out and like going limp dick energy and being like, well then, like you're holding the container the whole way through to completion. So do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to expand into any skills or energetics that will be more supportive for you and your soul line clients within your enrollment conversations? That you know what it looks like and feels like to notice any and all energies that feel off, and know what it looks like and feels like to feel safe improving them for next time. And that you can clear release and let go of any and all perfectionist pieces that are like, oh, I need to like have all these things and figure it out and have all these experiences. you can like ground into more safety in your sales process and holding more safety for others that are leads and potential clients and your ideal clients. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And do you want to know what it looks like and feels like to ground in to the powerful coach or healer or practitioner that you are and sharing your offers and your messages with the humans that are meant for you, that you have soul aligned contracts with, and that you can trust that you're more than good enough now to enroll the humans into your world that are an energetic match for you, and that you can deepen your trust and your faith and your knowing that as you continue to expand on your journey, you're going to continue to be an energetic match for those ideal clients as well. And if you would like that, you can say yes. And then we can integrate all of those changes. And I can offer you a general healing for any and all other areas of your body, life, and business that are ready to be healed right now, and fill you up with your higher powers, unconditional love, compassion, peace, and prosperity. And if you'd like that, you can say yes. And take some really, really deep, deep, deep cleansing breaths. And stretching your body out, opening up your chest. This can be really good. Opening your physical body to receive more. So that is sometimes homework I give to people is like, do some chest openers, allow yourself to receive more, receive higher rates, receive more clients, receive more, more, more. And I'd love to hear how that's feeling in your body. Definitely drink lots of water to help that integration process. Mm. And if you're feeling complete, I'm sending you so, so, so much love. And I'm also very excited to share a next step for anyone who's feeling like, ooh, this has been amazing. I desire to hear more. And I love consensual offers. So if you're like, I'm done, I'm complete, yay, sending you lots of love, I'm literally going to do a very short offer. So if you're like, I'm kind of curious what she's going to say, you can stay on. Or if you're like, oh my gosh, this has been so good. Every time that you're like, we could go into more, I was like, tell me more. I want more. I want the 20 hours. The things. And I could do way more than 20 hours, but I'm very excited for the next container that I have, which is a 2-month group container that goes even deeper on all of this to really, really support you in selling the next ticket package that you want, whether that's starting with $1,000 or 5K or 10K. Like, I've done different versions of this over the years. It's been increase your impacted income in the past and then aligning to high ticket sales. So like it continues to grow and evolve and shift and expand in different energies and flavors. So if you're curious about that new 2-month group program that I have, it's on pre-sale just for like a couple more days. Then I'm going to like launch more information about it and then do the whole like early bird, super early bird levels as it goes up as we open the container next month officially. So I have some like bonus calls for people who are already like, oh my God, this feels like a yes. It says yes in my body. I'm so excited. So I have a group program coming up. I also love working with people privately and have some private spots right now too. So I'm going to drop a link for a conversation with me where we can have an enrollment conversation. I can get to know exactly where you're at in your business, where you're desiring to go, and we can like co-create what works best. So if that's the private package, amazing. If it's the group program, amazing. If it's one of my existing group programs that you can go into, that could be amazing. And it could also be a hybrid of both group and VIP. So there's so many ways that I love to work with people. So I'm going to drop a link in the chat for the increase your cash flow now, which is complimentary. You get to really understand where some of the gaps are between where you're currently at and where you desire to be in your business. I can share those diagnosis pieces of like, okay, there's this happening and there's these belief systems and these stories, and you're missing some strategies here and missing some skills here to like really support you in seeing all the different areas. And then if it's the right fit to work with me on some or all of those, I'm happy to share some next steps there. Or I'm happy to share, like, okay, this is how you can have a personalized plan in moving forward with or without me. And like, I tend to be really great at like feeling into as a reflector some like big domino pieces for people where it's like, okay, if you focus time and energy here, like this feels like the big domino piece that allowing that to fall is going to make everything else easier or unnecessary of like, okay, this is going to move you forward and make big shifts in your business so you can have your heart's desires. So I'm very excited to offer those complimentary calls. If that's feeling like a yes to you, it'd be a delight to get on a call with you. And I had zero pressure. So for the best fit for working together, amazing. If I help you get some insights, amazing. If you're like a no, but want support or resources from maybe somebody else, I can point you in that direction. I tend to also like gift other things or like bonus in stuff if it's like, okay, maybe it's not the right time or the right fit, but like I have a recording or a digital module or a workshop that I could just gift you. I tend to like gift people things to support them in moving forward in some way, shape, or form along their journey. So it would be my honor to support you in getting more clear on that path. Whether it's with me in some way, shape, or form, or it's not. And I'm sending you so, so, so much energy and love as you move forward on your journey. Thank you so much for being a coach and or healer and or practitioner in the world. Desperately needs it, and we get to keep shining your light and raising the frequency and the vibration forward and having amazing positive ripple effects in the world. So thank you for being who you are. Thank you for showing up for yourself and the world. And I hope you have a lovely rest of your day or evening or wherever you are in the whatever time, because I have people in Europe and Australia and all the things, so I can't just be like, have a great night. It's like, have a great day, morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're at in the world. Sending you so much love. Bye.